All right, I'm going to show you the Canon 5D Mark IV. Is this the best 5D they've ever made? We'll find out. Okay, so I've had this camera for a number of years. I actually have a couple of these. I upgraded to this after the 5D Mark III. It was a sort of a natural upgrade. However, some people might be currently using, say, a 60D Mark II, or perhaps even like a T3i, T7i. So the biggest difference, you're going from, a T3i or something of that nature, is that this is a full frame camera. And if you've never shot in full frame, it's quite an experience. I certainly prefer it more than shooting on crop. It's just sort of how I view photography through a full frame lens. So really, really great. If you're coming from a 6D Mark II, this I feel like is an enormous upgrade. Although the 6D Mark II is full frame, and this is full frame as well, the images from this and from your 6D Mark II, in my opinion, there's no competition. This just stands out really good. So this is an EF mount. If you have EF lenses, I would say most of them should work. I give the caveat in the sense that this is a full frame camera, and if your lens is, say, an EF-S, or if it's not made for full frame, you'll be able to mount the lens, but will interact properly with the camera? Most likely not. Okay, so kind of the usual suspects. What I do enjoy that this has a top LCD, so when you power it on, it can give you a whole bunch of information. Pretty much kind of everything you need is right there. And this is what I like. It's an LCD screen, so it's very easy to see. You have a button that illuminates it in dark. And so I rely on this quite a bit. When I'm going to shoot, I want to see really quick what my settings are. So, everything else that you'd come to expect. You have your shutter dial, your aperture dial. You have a joystick, which I think this was a great improvement. I love the joystick. Well, an improvement coming from a different body. Not every Canon has this joystick. Whenever they included, I really do enjoy using it. Really convenient feature. You have a switch to go from video to photo. In video, it does shoot in 4K. However, it is at a crop. So it's a full frame camera, but when it shoots 4K, it does crop in. You can get this with Canon Log, which when I am shooting video, I'm always shooting in log. It gives me the most flexibility for post. You could shoot this in 1080. So if you're like 4K, I actually prefer shooting in 1080 because you're not going to get that crop. You could still shoot in log, it's still capturing on a 4K sensor. Over to the left, 4 different buttons. So this is to change your picture profile, or a couple other settings. Primarily it goes with your picture style. You could rate the photos with this button. It's not a feature that I use. You have your magnifying, so if you review a photo, you want to zoom in real quick. This was the one I probably used the most. Honestly, I don't think I've ever used these other buttons. Maybe the magnifying, that's a couple times. But pretty much just you should take a photo and you want to go to review real quick. I never used the trash button. I don't know, this might be an unpopular opinion, but it's not good to delete photos from you. First off, I don't think you should edit photos in the field, meaning, oh, that's not a good photo, let me delete it, because it might have been a good photo. You're just being overly critical on yourself. I digress. You're on off. It's a really thick button, so it's hard to mistake flicking it on accident. I love that. And then also your usual settings you can go to. I'm always shooting in manual. This is my hack. Shoot in manual and put ISO in auto. It'll change the way you shoot. Makes everything so much easier. You do have you have a dual slot for SD and compact flash. You got your door for your battery, and you got the ports on the side. So it does have some good ports, especially for video. So you have your obviously your microphone port and your headphone jack, so you can monitor audio. For a flash, it uses it, and then you got a mini HDMI. And then also a USB 2.0. And then that's for a remote down there. You have a Q20 down here to attach it to whatever you need to do. And your shutter button, kind of the mono lens. We can put a lens on here. you go. I love shooting on the 5D Mark IV. I know there's other cameras out there that might be smaller, have different features, but this is sort of like, in my eyes, the pinnacle of the Canon 5D and just like the DSLRs. Just feels good. A lot of great memories with this model. All right. Hope you found that helpful.